Last fall, snow fell on Red Moose Ranch before the siding was completed on the off-grid tiny cabin. So a sunny 80-degree day seems like the perfect time to finish it. Despite a soggy ending, the Doug Fir lap siding turns out great, and I think you'll agree. Thanks for watching Life in the Moose, and please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss what's coming next.
Nice to see you. Hey, let's put up some siding today. Happy summer, my goodness. Let me show you what we have going on here. Thanks for tuning in. Epic day, my goodness. It is May, and the last episode you probably saw, I was grading the roadway up here with that harrow. And yeah, it snowed that weekend. What a difference 2 weeks make. That was 2 weeks ago when that was shot. But yeah, what a difference! My goodness, it's going to be in the 80s today. It was 83 when I got up here yesterday. Awesome. So I figured, hey, let's work on the outside of this thing. I think I showed you guys in the very first episode. This is 8-inch bevel siding. So it's not any ordinary 8-inch bevel siding. It's Douglas fir. And as I mentioned, that was a long time ago. It was my very first video, so it had like 3 people watching it. But this came from a mill in at the Port of Seattle. They had stockpiled it from a project order for a customer. This customer was a tunnel builder, and they needed some 8x8 beams with a bevel on it. This is what's left over. So I have got these like 5.5 to 6 foot lengths, and I bought them for less than $1 a piece, and that's what I've been using. I really couldn't be happier. It takes stain really well. Doug fir is almost as good as cedar, not quite, but in this climate where it's dry, I am confident that this is going to last for a long time. So this is what I'm working on right now. I'm just working on this very last corner here where the angle starts. And speaking of angle, I had this left over. Actually, most of what you see here was done last fall, before the snow really came. But what I did back then is I cut this little piece of angle from the very first piece of siding I had to put up. That way I know exactly what the angle is going to be for all of my cuts. So all I have to do is measure that bottom length right there, draw a line with that thing, and we're good to go. This is how much we have left on this side. We have to go between the metal above the windows, our new Harvey windows, as you probably saw a few episodes ago, just a little bit on the front side. So a lot of angle cuts today, but you know what, couldn't think of a better thing to do. This side is complete. So you see how there's a little, basically a 1x2 strip up there. I'm going to duplicate that between these tails, up right underneath the OSB siding. Okay, well, this is fun. Let's get to work. Let's call that 9 1/8. Oh, by the time we snug that up there, let's call that 4 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to caulk all the lines, all the seams as we go. And when I get to this little strip up here, and maybe I'll do that right now since the ladder's here, but I'm going to caulk all the little cracks, keep the bugs out. So one of the first things I did is make this little template, this guide. That way you have the same reveal every row. And I even put a little line here. That way I know where to put the nails as well. Before I caulk this joint, I want to put another nail right on the end of this. Looks like it came out from the wall a little bit. Pre-drilling everything because it's dry, the wood is brittle. Okay, let's snug it up a little. So it looks like I can use a whole board for the next piece before I cut the bevel on the end. So I'm just going to square off these edges. Okay, so up there between these flyers, I call these flyers. Hey, if anyone knows exactly the term, or if there's a different term, let me know, but I call these flyers. But the space between them, I found this right here. It is actually the bottom of a piece of siding. And we're gonna have plenty of it from cutting around windows and whatnot. So scrap works out well. It's thick, it's nice, 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna put that between those flyers and that'll look good. Isn't this fun? Well, slowly but surely we're making progress. A lot of little details in this step, but we're coming along. Well, I started this project late this morning. I started about 11 o'clock and it's almost 12:30, and I'm gonna have a sandwich. I brought my lunch up here today. So it's a ham sandwich. Ham, cheese, on a big bed of arugula. So, oh, on rosemary bread. So it's just, there's a lot going on. I'm gonna find a place in the shade. Hey, the front porch. Can you see that? Look at that. Grass. Remember the last episode? We took a harrow and we smoothed it all out. So for now, we are taking the side-by-side off to the side of the road. So it's a little bit more interesting. Lunch is in my tummy. Let's get to work. Okay, about 4 courses to go. This end is finished. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cutting all those angles, but you know what? There's worse things you can do on a day like today. Making progress. Oh, yeah, it changed. It was getting pretty hot. And we're in the sun on this southwest corner here, and it's getting warm. So you probably noticed I'm wearing this custom designed Life on the Moose t-shirt. Look at that. They're only $79.99 a piece when you order 10 of them. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm gonna have some soon. I would say, I'm gonna guess within the next 6 months, we're gonna have t-shirts, maybe hats. I don't know. Whatever you want. Just name it. Just write a comment. I would like a custom imprinted Life on the Moose blank, and I might make it happen. All right, I'm gonna go get to work. Well, I wish I could say we were finished, but not quite. Ran out of material. I have more of that material down in the barn or in the woodshed. The siding itself, I'll stain it down below and it'll be ready. But we have about 3 more boards up there, and we would have been finished. We'll get this thing done one way or another. Gosh, it's nice out here. We should just forget this whole thing and sit down and have an adult beverage in the sunshine. Come on, who's with me? I'm the only one here. All right, there's our stack. I'm gonna go through these things, pick out ones that are straight. Yeah, that's a good one. That's it? All right. Well, these are damp. They're very damp. So, decisions. Now what do I do? I think I'm gonna let them dry overnight. Finish this task first thing in the morning. It's supposed to start raining tomorrow. I'm not sure how much, how hard, but luckily we're high enough on the west wall where it's not going to get wet. And on the north wall and covering the porch, obviously it's covered, so shouldn't have to worry about that if it's raining or not. So that wraps up this evening. I'm not quite done with this video yet, so stay tuned. We'll tackle this tomorrow morning. We'll finish it up tomorrow morning, and it's going to look great. Oh, hey! Thanks for coming back. They're just a little tacky. Can you feel that? I know you can't. Not just a barely tacky, but doesn't even stick to my fingers at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and yard these up. What a difference a day makes. Goodness, high of about 60 today here. Yesterday was in the 80s. Rain on and off. It's supposed to, in fact, rain most of the day, with a reprieve in about the next hour. So I want to get this stuff up there. It's just a little after 8 o'clock right now. And yeah, get this up to the ridge cabin. And then most of it's undercover. We can always cut on the porch. It's covered. And hopefully get this on the wall shortly. I'll see you up there. I'll get it. Well, it's still raining, but this side is finished. Oh, look at that. Looks pretty good. Now just got this end to do. It's gonna go pretty quick and it's undercover. All right, let's get to work. Okay, got it wrapped up. Glad we're under cover because it's nasty out there. Certainly can't see town, barely see the cabin down below. Well, I think the siding looks fantastic. Thanks for riding along with me. Thanks for checking it out. Next episode, we're going to do one of three things. We're either going to finish screwing and sanding and finishing that floor. I have some lacquer. I think I'm gonna put lacquer on there. That's one thing we could do. We could make trim for the windows, for the whole interior actually. Or I could get going on the little solar system and get that hooked up. I want to make better mounting brackets. I want to make something that can fold down against the cabin, fold out when you're here, maybe even take down easily. I'm not sure about that yet. Well, thanks again for watching and subscribing and hitting that like button below. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next week.